But you will take the stories and the pepper spray in the eyes. You know, you remember that
If you
shit.
know anyone, fuck man, hook me up. I'm ready to give this up. I'm ready to settle Mayweather Beach somewhere. I'll be happy to fucking clean. Hey, where, what oldie?
Stuff. It's funny how sporting world's gone crazy with that shit. It's like you know all the run it stuff down in Melbourne and that.
Yeah.
Because you know Billy Coffey Blake from the gym. Yeah. He's down there now. He's commentating on it for next week or something.
Okay, good.
Yeah. He was like, because you were going to go down. Are you still going down with him next week? Nah. Well, mate, he's hard to. You don't know what's going on in his life. Hey, Coffey's fucking great bloke, but he's he'll suit the run it stuff. That's taken off, eh?
Yeah. So where did that start? Like who?
Was it Nelson? The big. I know Big Nels was doing something.
Maybe ambassador or something. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's two. There's one, the boys from Sydney, and then there's the one from Melbourne.
So there's one in Sydney as well, is there?
So the one from Sydney is more ghetto.
Gotcha. It's fucking right up our alley, eh, boys? Right up our alley.
Where the Melbourne one is just, you can see it. It's all set up, perfect setup.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Bit more technical.
The Sydney one, you got to go to the hood and offer out who's the scariest cunt.
They probably just pick people from the crowd. All right, you're next, cuz. Imagine just looking over and seeing me on the sideline going, I'm up next, boys, in the open division. Fuck, but the impact in some of those runs is crazy. People just get knocked out just from the fucking impact.
100%. It's good. It's kind of like the slap fighting, though, like in terms of like instead of MMA or instead of footy, it's just like a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, true.
And for like, what do you call it, promoting and the reels and stuff, it's like that quick.
True.
Like you see the big hit straight away.
True.
It'll go good.
Man, you just be praying that if you're doing the slap stuff, that you're not getting hit first, eh? I'd be just like, fucking please. How do they work out who slaps first?
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a
fucking roll.
Oh,
bruh.
Best of three.
Imagine the mind games. I'm going rock.
Heads or tails? No.
Kenna, thanks for coming on, bro. Welcome to Bailey Talks, man. I appreciate it. I've heard good things about you from Blakey. He's given you a mad rap, and definitely keen today to get to know you a bit better. And of course, today is a special day, everyone. It's Anzac Day, which is cool. It's a good day to celebrate those who have allowed us to live in the world we live in now.
True.
Which is a free world to a point. And man, I was just driving here and I was just thinking, like, back in the day, bro, like getting a knock on the door and being like, your name's Bailey.
Yeah.
Kid up, mate. You're going to war. Like, whereas, you know, we're very fortunate and
so different
now. And
so it's amazing, to be fair. Like, exactly like you said. I've thought about that many times. It's like,
crazy.
It's really hard to comprehend though, eh? Because it's like, I feel like our life, respectfully, is just so easy.
Mate, it is.
Yeah.
Well, it makes you more grateful.
Yeah,
I was driving here and I was thinking, like, shit, like the little things that we complain about, our struggles, like, the reality is, man, back in the day in war, you put your helmet on and those troops in Gallipoli running along the beach, getting mowed down, quick scoped, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, 100.
So it is a special day in Australia, and I think we do celebrate it really well. Even the footy and that, like the last night's at Suncorp, what they were doing, it's so good that we still have it in our culture and we still celebrate the day and the date. Yeah. And I know there's a lot of people now who are probably at the pub getting blind, playing, bro, I'm going to play 2 up soon. I like rum and milk, pokies, the Australian way, you know, footy.
Well, I guess there's 2 ways to look at it. If you say you got everything at home and you don't want to go out and you're forced, that's one. Yeah. The second one, say if home shit.
True.
So say if I grew up shit.
True.
Cold water. Fuck that, I'm going to war. I'm going to check my trauma and I go fuck someone up. So when you were saying you were thinking about it, I was like, if they kept knocking on my door, I was like, yo,
I'm going.
fuck that, get me. Where's my guns? You know what I mean? I'll be like, I have to go hunt. You know what I mean? Fuck this guy.
Can I bring my cousin? We're all gonna go. Gonna bring the fam.
If not, I'm gonna wait at home and then there's no knock and then I'm gonna starve to death. Fuck that. Give me my gun.
Why don't you fuckers knock sooner? Why didn't someone fucking come and knock sooner? I've been waiting for this knock.
Why he's thinking different to when I was thinking when I was driving. I was like, fuck if they knocked on my door. Fuck that. Yoza, I'm up.
We've all come from different places, haven't we, bro? You know what I'm saying? Welcome, Ken. Do you want to start off, mate, just by maybe telling the audience a little bit about yourself, bro?
Yo, we just went from 0 to 100, 100 back to 50.
Yeah. Hey, there's time to go, bro.
Yo, my name's Gina. Born in Sydney. Come from a family of 12 siblings, mum and dad. And I was on the podcast with the bro over there before. And my stepbrother said, you didn't even fucking add me on. So I'm going to add him to the list. There's 12 of us.
12? Yeah. Bring in a little tribe. Yeah, because I was chatting to Blake and he was like, obviously we chat about different people to get on, and we've been lucky enough to have all sorts of people, bro, like athletes, business people, you know, people who have gone through difficult times, hearing their stories. And Blake sort of mentioned that you would be a really good person to get on and share a bit of your story, which hasn't always been easy for you, bro.
Yo, what a spin out, bro. And
it's cool to have you here to be able to hopefully share a bit of your story. And I know you're massive on now giving back.
Yo.
That's big for you, bro, community. So do you want to take me back to the early days, bro, with you and maybe growing up and, what were you like as a youngster, bro? Were you always 6'10" or what?
Nah. So out of the siblings, I was the one that had the mouth, so I always got bashed. And growing up, it was hard because mum and dad came straight from Tonga.
Yeah.
Dad came from a wealthy family. Mum came from a not so wealthy family. So back in the days, it was hard for them because mum got married to dad, and dad's 20 years older.
Yeah, right.
And it was arranged marriage through grandma.
Shit.
So it was like kind of forced.
Yep.
But growing up, we never saw what mum was going through. We just seen when mum got up and said, "Oh, that's it. Yeah, I've had enough." Growing up was a struggle, and going to school, it was try to fit 12 in a van.
Yeah,
you got 2 in the boot, 1 on the floor, 1 on the...
Oh.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to come, you can walk.
Yeah. And Dad did not stop. There was no TV like we have here. Dad didn't have that TV. Dad was like, fuck this. I'm rallying up my soldiers. We're going to...
Let's go.
Yeah. So, it was just a struggle going to school, and because mum and dad couldn't talk proper English, it was hard for the teacher to kind of translate it to the parents to come to us. So school was shit for me.
Yeah.
And it would mean, whatever I learned at school, I couldn't come back home and talk with mum and dad. What's this? What's that? It was like, I'll come language talk barrier. And then it'll be like, shut up.
Yeah.
Go wash the dishes.
Yeah.
It was like, oh no, all good. Like going to school, like it was hard. Like mum would just pack bread, foil, and that's what they had, and there was butter in it.
Yeah.
I used to go to school and I used to steal everyone's lunch orders.
Oh, bro.
So when they said the first person at school is the first person to take. So if I fucking hated you, you're getting got. So that's what happened. I used to take the lunch order and I look at the names and it would have the paper bags and it would say $2.50 for a pie. Rah. If I didn't like Blake, I would have went there. Yeah, $2.50. I would have grabbed everything through the paper.
And that's I would have done nothing.
Mate, mate, I used to at least try and trade my shit. I was like, I wouldn't steal it. I'd be like, come on, I'll give you a pop-up. You give me like that salad or like give me that sandwich, bro.
Well, that's what happened. And I went 6 months clean.
Yeah, right.
No one caught me. I was really good at what I was doing. And then my sister one day said, if you don't do my chore, I'm going to tell mum and dad. And I was like, no, you're not going to tell because you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
She told. Dad came to the school. I got suspended. Dad whacked me in front of the principal.
True.
Dropped me. I got back up. And I was looking at the teachers and that, like how they look at the teachers, kids now. They have a welfare check. Yeah. They didn't have that back then. I got to hide in front of everyone. Wow. And no one called the cops. No one done nothing. And I just beat my tongue and I just thought, fuck this.
Bro, imagine, your sister's like, hey, I'm going to drag you under the bus with me, all right? And 2, nowadays, imagine if that got out. Imagine if that got out that a kid got hit at school nowadays. Like you think about the stuff that's how soft people are and the social media things and the news getting out. If a kid got hit at a school in Newcastle, it'd go viral.
Yeah.
And the parents would be like get judged.
Yeah.
They'd be frowned upon, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's how it happened. Every school I went to, I got a hottie. That's how you knew the mouth was really good at what I was doing. Because sometimes it was deceiving. Like my brother used to be the star player in the school. And he would say whatever and get away with whatever. And because I was a shit player, they just put me on the team because it was my brother. They'd give me like 5 minutes and then chuck me off, and no one would say, "Oh, you did good." And I used, Dad used to come and watch, and if I played shit, there was no Maccas, and I'll walk home.
Oh, no.
And I would just see my brother in the van going past, boom, boom, boom. I was like, fuck this
Eating
guy.
the Maccas, holding up the Maccas bag, Happy Meals. Fuck you. You got the fucking toy as well.
Yeah. So
what were you playing, bro? What sport?
Footy.
Playing footy? Yeah.
So I started late. Oh, shit. And because I got so many hide-ins, no one wanted to put time into me. I was just running my mouth. And my siblings were really good at sport. But there was just no, how do you say, support from what was going on in real life. So you could go to sport, be good, and when you come back home, it's like, where can we go now? Where now in sport, now you get support left, right, and centre. If I came and told my story to Newcastle 10 years ago, everyone would have came, oh, we're going to help with this and that, you know? So that's the style we kind of grew up and, went through the Tongan community in Campbelltown. It's pretty big, different to Newcastle. Newcastle's are pretty much Aussies. You know what I mean? In Sydney, you got Indians, you got Fijians, you got Samoans, Tongans, and in the Campbelltown community where I grew up, it was pretty massive. And
is it still, bro? Is it still big?
Yeah, it's still
now?
big.
Yeah.
You go back now, and Campbelltown's just cultural. You can see culture. When I see too many brown fellas, I'm like, I'm out. This is not the water I signed up for. I grew up here, but I don't think I belong here.
Smoke bomb.
And it was weird because like last week, my auntie, her neighbor got drive-by and the guy was a dealer and the grandma or mum got shot in the leg. It was 10 shots and she got shot through the window and she died. And
in Campbelltown?
Yeah. And everyone in the area turned their bikes on, went through the house, took their stuff, gapped it before the cops came. And I just thought, you know what? I do not miss home. I needed to see all of this to then come back and be more hungry. So I seen that and I was like, fuck, whatever I'm doing, it's not enough. So yeah, that's the lifestyle we grew up in Campbelltown. It was a lot of gangs, housing commission areas. You're pretty much what you see now in Newcastle, like with the violence that happened yesterday, it's 10 times worse in Sydney. So we had to make a name in the community so that people could fear us. And, you know, my older brothers had a name and I just thought, you know what, this is the lifestyle I'm going to go down. And I always knew things were rocky with mum and dad, and I used to blame them. And, you know, going through school was shit. So then I jumped back into the streets, met a few people that were similar to me and realized, oh, shit, we all got the same thing in common. We all got one parent. So then the violence on the street became a thing. And when it escalated, it got worse and worse and the reputation got bigger. But it meant that we had to uphold our crime. And let everyone know in the hood. That
was it like a hierarchy? Is it like a bit of like a, in terms of making a name for yourself, is that literally through fighting? Like, is that a lot of just whatever? Yeah,
you could have whatever. You could have, so with my trauma, I went out there and I see mum and dad broke up and I thought, you know what, everyone's getting it. And because dad was working 2 jobs, it was hard for him to come home to see what we're doing. And it was hard if we go home and he hasn't came back with food. So then what am I going to do?
True.
I can't ask everyone because everyone will start judging. Where I thought in my way, I'll go out and make money. Even though it's the dirty way, at least it's some type of way to get food.
True.
And because the people I starved with were really good at what they were doing, I just, you know, got used to it. And, you know, that feeling of being guilty just, it was numb. You know, to a certain extent, and you know, witnessed a lot of death growing up, and a lot of people who are lost to the game, and that's the drug game. And a lot of people getting deported back to New Zealand, and you know what? I just thought, fuck it. I was on that phase where, fuck the world.
Yeah.
So
like nothing really matters. Like
Yeah,
I'm trying to find dinner tonight to be fair. Like it's
and it was nothing. And we could take drugs and drink, and you know, we'll go 2 weeks bender.
Yeah.
And I could walk on the street, and anyone that I had beef with, it was on.
Yeah.
And because we were a threat to the cops, the reputation to everyone was like, fuck, they're ruthless. They don't give a fuck.
yeah.
And that's what it was, and was living to die, pretty much.
Yeah.
And just turned to hanging out on the streets to then making a name, then going into juvie, making a big name in Reby, that's in Campbelltown, and that's 14 and up.
Yeah.
When did you go into juvie?
That was what? Probably 2006.
Yeah.
What age?
I was probably 18.
Yeah.
What was that like? Where were you at? Where were you at mentally at that point?
I was shit at school.
Yeah.
So then when I went to crime was like the numbing for everything, and because I had so much beef on the street that I could handle my own from the hidings that and my family gave me. No matter who gave me a fight, I couldn't feel nothing. So then I took it into juvie, and when you go in there, you have to be a lion.
Yeah.
So when I walked in, everyone was like, fresh meat, let's pump these cunt. And I was walking, and I was like in my head, well, you better be giving me a better hiding than my dad.
Yeah.
I've been knocked out. So then walking, I heard a few names, Gina. And I just went, nah. When the doors open and the guards move, this is where
let's go.
I have to make a name.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. And I did it, a crime, and I went back to school, and everyone was looking for me. And I said, I can't hide on the streets because the cops are after me. How funny is that? I went to school after I've been on the run.
Hiding in school.
Yo, and then
can't go anywhere else. I'll just go to school.
Amazing.
yeah. So I was hiding from the cops, and if you see me at school, it's for some fucked up reason.
Yeah.
And I got announced on the speaker, Mr. Sione Kinahoe, come to the front office.
Yo, I'm out of here.
I was like, oh, yo, I want to see what this is, me being dumb.
Yeah.
And they kept repeating, please come and receive your award. And I thought, should I cap it? Nah. And I walked straight to the office.
Cops.
As soon as the door shut, boom, the riot squad, boom,
Bang.
booted me over. And I had a broken cast on my arm. And they put me on the floor, gun to the head, everything, hold. And I just thought, fuck, man, how did I let this happen? And I just thought, you know what, walking out, and I seen everyone, I thought, this is cool. I don't give a fuck, bro. Reputation, this is it. As soon as we went across the road, so we have a primary school that goes into a high school that goes to the juvenile. So it's pretty much university for us, for the streets. Damn. So when you go from there, you go to here, then you go back across the road.
Yeah.
And that's the culture that we grew up in.
Yeah.
And it was the system that was, no one's ever broke the system.
Yeah.
No one's ever made it out. No one's ever been an entrepreneur or someone big that we can look up to. So
what about sport? Because sport's always been like something. I mean, I'm talking. I'm keen to get
later, you know.
Yeah.
Is that like you see Crichton and all of those boys out western suburbs, you know, like getting out now, but like, is it nearly like, was it the same when you were a kid, you know?
It was kind of hard. Like, say if you don't have that support, the right network around you, you can fall straight back in. I got selected for Dragons and West Tigers, and I thought, no, fuck that, I'm going back to the streets. There was no, like, I didn't feel there was enough, like, brother, stay out of it. Like, they knew I came from a shit house.
Yeah.
But no one, like, ever pulled me outside and said, brother, like, cared. You know what I mean? But like nowadays, like they get support left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Welfare check is a big thing nowadays.
True.
In my head, I was like, where the fuck was this?
Yeah.
What's going on? But yeah, that's the system we grew up in. And, you know, going in there, I had a broken arm. And as soon as the doors open and, you know, it kicked in that, fuck, I'm in this. So as soon as the doors open, I went out. And, you know, you have different gangs. So inside, you don't go whites or, you know, you go your race. So Tongans, whatever, Lebanese, Asians, whatever.
Yeah.
And the whites usually are spread between.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, you know, you have your little groups and walked out and just could feel this weird feeling, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck, I can't wait for this to unravel, like, you know? So then we've gone to recess, sat around the table, and I was around with the crew blokes. And black fellas are like, oh, at the table, pass me the salt. And I knew straight away it's on.
Something was happening.
Yeah. So then he goes, pass me the salt again. And then I got up and I just whacked him with my cast that I had on. Whacked him, flipped the table, and then it was all in brawl.
Yeah, right.
And then chairs, everything flying, workers jumping in. And I thought, if this is how I'm going down like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all in brawl and then punching on. And I've got a cast and I've been able to drop 2 people.
Yeah.
Dropped them, and then guards came, tackled me, I fell. So then when I went back, it went around the whole jail that this is what I did.
Yeah.
So then I was in segregation where it's just a room and just concrete room, and there's a little window but you can't see out.
Yeah.
So you see people writing on it and that, and, you know, people write stories on the wall.
Yeah.
And that was me for 40 days.
40 days.
And then you have 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour.
You're right out.
So, yeah, like I was that bored. I even flushed the toilet, flood the whole room. Yeah. And you have a concrete, like a bed frame.
Crazy.
And then they come in with a mattress and then they take the mattress out.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So, you know, when you're calling home and no one's picking up or no one's got money to put in,
Yeah.
you're pretty much
On your own.
Yeah. And that's where the animal inside of you is like, fuck it, I'm in it.
Yeah.
So that was the system growing up, and coming from the struggle and then coming out and trying to be normal and telling myself, I'm going to do this, I want to do better, I want to get back into footy and I want to do this. And telling yourself, nah, I've learned my lesson. And then you come back out and outside is different to what you had planned.
So it's almost like addiction to a point. It's like drug addiction, alcohol addiction, gambling, sex addictions. Like you might get yourself some help, or you might get forced help, and you go through it, and you're like, nah, I've got this under control now. I know that it's the wrong thing for me, whatever.
True.
But you're never really in the clear, are you? You get another little sniff, and then
or a thought process, and then you flick back in. You're like, stuff it, I'm doing this. Yeah.
Straight away. And that was the system, and I got out, you know, and that was, 3 years, and I was just telling myself, I'm over it. You know, the mates that said that were mates didn't come visit.
True.
The family did try, but it was a struggle for them, you know. It's hard to get a visit when, you know, financially you just want them to put money into to have buy-up. Buy-up is the food that you can buy, deodorant, You have $60 you can spend inside, and that's weekly. And, you know, when you're just sticking to the jail food, it's torture. It's frozen food, just warmed up, and so telling myself when I get out, I'm going to do better. I'm going to, you know, make my family proud, and coming out, you know, and seeing the brothers fighting with bikies. And I just thought, fuck, nah, I'm going to stick to my faith. And when I was in that dark hole, I started to look at faith, start reading the Bible. Because remember, shit reading, writing, next minute, a Bible comes in the room, and I just thought, whoever this worker is, I'll give it a go. And keep ignoring it. And then one day I was like, fuck, I got nothing to do.
It's like you're so bored. It's like the last thing you want to do is read the fucking Bible. Fuck, I better fucking read it. It's like...
And that's what happened. And I just started, like I told myself, I'm shit at it, but I'll keep getting better.
Try.
And that's what happened. I just started reading and reading. I'm not saying it's the best reading, but it got me through. And hearing stories of, you know, people portraying Jesus, and I was going through the phase, and seeing all of that, and, you know, with my situation and what the Bible was telling me, I was like, fuck. So he even got done, you know, and that's what happened, and got out, and, you know, reality is it was a shit place. My brother's fighting with people on the road against other bikies coming to the house, and I just told him, like, I can't do this. And I told my brothers, like, you know, it's, like, I can't. I got to go somewhere. And, yeah, time just went over and I ended up jumping back to old ways. And old ways meant, like, fuck, our reputation in the family and the hood. And are we going to let these guys who used to be our youth workers now join bikies and think they're better than us?
Yeah.
So then that kept playing and playing. And we went to a party and someone kicked me out. And, we turned around. We jumped on the cars, everything. And the guys our age got their older brothers and they MMA fighters and rah. They all ran out. We threw bottles and rah. They ran out. One guy threw a kick. I just left hook, boom, boom, on the floor. And I looked, oh shit, cops coming up. We ran past the cops and they're like, what happened? I said, there's a fight. They ran up and we hit around the corner, went into the bush and we stayed there all night. And the cops just going like this.
Back and forth.
And I said, if we go back to the area, they'll know it's us.
Yeah.
Fuck that. We just posted. And there's a main road, Appin Road, that goes to Wollongong.
Yeah.
We just stayed on that and just watched the cars all night. Talk shit, laugh. As soon as it hit 5, boom, zombies back on the road, walking.
Shit.
And that life just came back and, you know, and 1 minute you're telling yourself you're going to do good and then you get into that shit. And then it gets worse, and you know people want to retaliate, and you know, I went to court, and my family, it was just me and my brother and my sister, and they've gone out, and you know the rival bikie gang has turned up, and there's 8 of them at court, and they got caught.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So then they've.
Were you thinking it was going down at the front of the courthouse?
I knew it was going down.
Yeah.
I knew it was going down just by the way they were whispering and I was like,
oh, no.
all good. And went in, seeing the judge, seeing my grandma, and you know, did my little prayer. And I'm like, Lord, I don't want to do this, but if they want to get in my way, I'm gonna fuck them up.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And walked out and got offered out in front of everyone on the main road. And in Campbelltown, this is normal. So get offered out, the car stopped, he jumped on the road, me and him 1-on-1, and then I've dropped him and I've let him get back up. A car came down the road speeding, and he got out with a baseball bat and a patch.
Shit.
And my brother's squaring him up, what? So then I let the guy get back up, and then the cops and the guards from the courthouse just came out and watched. And they were just watching, they couldn't do anything, and we went again and I knocked him out. And then me and my brother jumped straight in the cab and left.
Really?
Yeah. So then we left and then there was a big bounty on my head.
Yeah.
And because I had a reputation in juvie, and you know, when you meet crazy people introduce you to other crazy people. And that's what happened. And I met a few people and they wanted me to do some bodyguard work. I said, if you want me to do bodyguard work,
you're gonna pay.
This hit.
I
need you to cover me. So he put out a hit and said to the guys, if you want to go to war, we'll go to war. 30 cars turned up from Bankstown and came to Campbelltown, and we said, if you want to go on with it, we'll go on with it. So then I was stuck in that owing kind of phase. Like, you had my back, now whatever you got.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So then
which isn't always a good place to be, you know?
Yeah. So then, all of that was going through, and I ended up going to court, and court said, you're looking at getting locked up. The only way you can get bail is to resign at another state. So then I got kicked out of New South Wales and went to Canberra. And was signing in every day. And it was like the getaway that I needed.
Yeah, wow.
So then I went over there, stayed with my uncle, and my uncle's missus, she has a daughter, and the daughter's husband works in removal, and he got me a job, and I was working there 3 months. And being the new guy, it was all funny and jokes, and no one knows the crime that I've been doing. You know, and you're just going in there and being a humble guy. Hey. In my head, I'm like, oh, well, fuck you up. You know, but you just got to bite your tongue. And that's what I did for 3 months. And, you know, it went to a point where, you know, the big boss, he would come in, he would say, smoke, drink.
Yeah.
You smoke, drink, by the end of the week, pay come.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I deduct 200 for all that. And I'm like,
Oh,
hey.
shit.
So that turned me off. And
Yeah.
with that happening, I just thought, you know what? I tried my best, Lord. I tried my best.
Yeah.
And, you know, I prayed to do better. I did get away.
Yeah.
But this challenge here, I can't get out of it. So I said, fuck that. So then I went back to the streets in Canberra. And my older brother already had a reputation. So then when I went there, I went straight to the flats, the housing commission areas, and just friend one dealer. And when you friend one dealer, it's like, I can use you as a bodyguard. Yeah, sweet, bro. Whatever job, we're going. Yeah. So that's what happened. I got into the game, started selling. Yeah. And then, I just didn't want to stay at my uncle's. So I ended up going out that night and I said, whatever Dubai I find tonight, locking them up. Yeah. And that's it. I'm going to build a relationship. I need to get the fuck out. And that's what happened. Met someone that night.
No way.
Really? Yeah. As in the missus?
Yeah.
So
you called it.
Yeah. So that night I said, we went nightclub. And when you go to a new era, it's like a reputation thing.
Yeah.
So because there was a bikies and that, so it's Civic in Canberra. Yeah. The main square. Yeah. So then, went there, had a few brawls. And then that night, one of the girls was like, go run down the stairs, my getaway. Yeah. She was my getaway driver. She didn't even have a license. Yeah.
I'll take you. I don't have a license. Perfect.
Yeah.
You're the one.
You're the one. You are the one. You are the chosen one. And that's what happened. And she was the chosen one for that time.
No way.
And got away that night and just stayed at hers. And, because I was using drugs at the time, everything in the mind was fucked up. And, they had a housemate, her mum was in the house. And, when you're on drugs and you come from that lifestyle where shit is just being shit and shit, you just start thinking shit. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, I tried to build a life and, found out she was pregnant and the drugs were just coming down off her. The mind was just fucked. And I used to play scenarios in my head. This is that, and her housemate, and her must have a thing, and that's that. Yeah, that's what happened. And one day I just had enough, and I said, "Fuck him, bro." And her housemate. I seen a photo and on the camera, and her and her housemate were like together, and it was a bit too close, and I jumped the gun.
You said, nah, fuck his.
And I straight away just accused. Yeah. So he was coming back from work and I jumped in the car and I said, brother, drop me off to the station. Yeah. And he's like, yeah. We got to the station, put the knife to him and I was like, brother, I need 300. Yeah. Send me the 300. I jumped back on the bus from there to Central in Sydney and I said, you know what, fuck this, I'm handing myself in.
Wow.
So then I went over there to Sydney and caught the next day. So we banded. And I said, went to court and I said, I did it. And baby mama was there and crying her eyes out. And I just said, fuck this. Like, I'd rather go do time. And that's how drug fucked I was. Yeah. And at the time, Canberra had the...
Sorry, did you have did you have the baby by then or no?
No. Still
She's pregnant?
Yeah.
Yeah,
pregnant.
gotcha.
So then, it was just, coming off the drugs and when... everyone on drugs now, you've been jumped. By the time you get the bag, it's been jumped 10 times. Yeah. Back in the day, you have, say, a line, and you'll be up for a couple of hours. You don't have to go back. Nowadays, you have...
Yeah.
You have to keep getting it, trying to get it. But you can't get it. And that's the way the drugs were back then, and Canberra was pure. So crystal meth was real pure in Canberra. And before we hit other states... Yeah, Canberra was fire. Yeah, and I'm telling you, this is like 12 years.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
And you have one toke and you are up, 6-8 hours?
Yeah, right.
Wow. When nowadays they have to sit there and burn it and burn it and burn it just to get that feeling. Yeah. So if you're after that feeling, that's say 15 times. Yeah. Doing the rack. Yeah. So would you do the rack and keep going taller? Yeah. Or would you have one whiff?
Yeah.
One whiff and you're sitting there, blah, 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 boom, the sun go back. Blah, 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 you know what I mean? So then you sit in there and you think, fuck this, crazy. I love this feeling.
Yeah. And that's how the addiction really started.
And that's how the addiction, and when you're selling, and there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So
You're in it.
fuck it. I might as well have a crack because I needed to be up all night.
Yeah.
So so then that happened. I got locked up after I handed myself in, and then that lifestyle happened in jail again. So
in jail,
So going back into jail, it was just the same way I went to juvie. Just have to be aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's a bigger playground.
Yeah.
So went to Windsor. Windsor sent me to young offenders program. That's Oberon.
Yeah.
So Oberon is a camping jail for young people.
Yeah.
If they complete the program, then they can stay there, or they can go to a lesser aggressive jail, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you could go to a jail where they have
not as bad.
Yeah. You could have a TV and you can stay out in a lounge.
Yeah.
You know, no locking doors.
Yeah.
So but that's only when you're sentenced.
Yeah.
So you could be in remand for up to 2 years. You could get shifted until your court case is finished.
Yeah.
And then when you're finished, then you go Oberon. So just getting shifted around jail, making a name, and when you hear beef from outside, you have to then stand your ground inside, and it chases you. So like I had dramas from the outside that went into the inside, and because I already knew half of the boys in the yard, and they knew these guys, I had to sort it out in a way that you had to be clean.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So then we talked out, me and the guy talked it out, and said, no, I just heard this, heard that, told my side, but shook hands. And after, that was a good way.
Yep.
Where I had to go to other jails, and because I don't have money, and usually it's the crazy guy is the hitter. And because I had no support or nothing, I was doing all the hits because I needed food.
Yeah, exactly.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So everyone had visits.
Yeah.
You'll see them on the weekend at Oberon, they'll bring food and they'll hang out for, a couple of hours. And, we'll be playing footy or whatever, and I'll just be looking at the visit like, fuck, I wish my fam's game.
Yeah, that's brutal.
You know what I mean? And that feeling there just makes you an animal, and that's what happened. And it stayed like that inside jail where, a lot of the top dogs in jail, I was always right next to them.
Yeah.
So when people came from Newcastle, Islanders, we had to get them to come hang out. So we'll have one delegate. So one of the guys, his name's Vitor. And Vitor, mate, this guy got done 20 years and his body just a machine.
Wow.
And, all the crazy training that I do with the bear walks and all of this, push-up, all these crazy push-up burpee shit.
This guy eats it up.
I learned from him.
Wow.
So then there's other people in Sydney now coming out with their own styles, but we have the same person that taught us.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So he taught all of us, and we'll probably have 40 Islanders lined up in the yard, and he would tell us, everyone down, 10 push-ups, pump 10, hold, look around, make a joke, come back, pump 20, hold, pump 30, hold. And if you was
It's like a class, like a gym class.
Wow.
But the way he ran it was whatever you got going on in your life, take it through the workout.
Yeah.
And show
It'll make you feel a bit better.
Yeah. And he'll make it in a way that the guards were a little bit intimidated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he will help us with the workouts and that, and we've respected him.
Yeah.
The culture now is different. You don't, it's the youngies hit up anyone.
Yeah.
Back then we used to always have a hierarchy.
The big dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually
to
the older
learn off
guys,
kind of thing as well. Yeah.
we'll learn off the older guys.
Yeah.
And then we'll.
So what do you reckon it's like now? Did you say?
So right now there's no leaders.
Ah, right.
So it's
Free for all.
Yeah. So a few years ago, the youngies jumped the oldies.
Dang.
Yeah. So then divided our Islander culture, and Islanders inside big, Labours are big, Asians are big, Aboriginals are massive.
Yeah.
Because remember, when you're living to die, crazy shit.
True.
So that was a lifestyle, and went from jail to jail for violence and that, and I left there and for a fight, and I just needed the money, and because I needed the money, I had to do the hit and try to hide from the camera.
Yeah.
So, walk out of the house, normal, run to the oval, play with everyone until the sirens went off. And then everyone's like, wait, everyone's locked down. Everyone have to get locked down. So then we'll go back to lockdown. They wouldn't find till 2 weeks later that it was me. So I would then get sent to the hole again.
Yeah, 40 days.
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
So then 6 weeks when I got sent from there to Bathurst, Bathurst to Goulburn.
Wow.
So they're called the two twin sisters, and those
they're
two
the
jails,
they're
the big dogs. So when I mean big dogs is you have to look after yourself.
Yeah.
So and because my brothers and that had a lot of drama.
Yeah.
I was just watching my back and didn't trust no one. So when people shake, you just watch what they say, watch in the yard. And, in Bathurst jail, in the yard, you're in the yard and you're walking, but you don't trust no one. And you got guards looking down with guns. And that's how it was. And that was, for 4 years in a yard, just train, And, got out of it and just told myself, fuck this, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is a shit lifestyle. And I met a few top dogs. The top dog said, when you get out, we'll look after you. And that's what happened. Got out. I went and seen these big names. Big names looked after me because I looked after them inside jail.
Yeah.
And, was just trying to battle between who I met and what I wanted. And I wanted to do better, but I was stuck in this situation where, I don't know any uni friends. I don't know any entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
So all my friends were all gangsters, and that's what happened. Keep coming from the area, like for one night, hang out with one of my mates, and he'll be the top dog, and we'll go to a meeting. I'll just have to sit there, and if he say knock him out, I have to knock him out, and for a couple of hours, 500. Fuck, that's like some people's weekly pay.
Yeah, true.
And I made that like that.
Yeah.
And it started getting addictive, and then I just told myself, I'm sick of looking over my shoulders. So, and then I thought, I'll start my own thing. So then I started my own thing and was in the area and wanted to be the top dog in my own story.
Yeah.
So then I started running game between 3 areas and started hustling and started giving out. And, the cops couldn't handle that. They'll rock up to the house, and any friend that I meet will turn their house into a trap house.
Yeah, right.
And, the cops will turn up. The music will be blasting from morning to night. And they'll try to rock up with 3-4 paddies, and we'll be at the front. He's ready to go? And that's how much pain and hate we're going through, because we didn't give a fuck. And, he just went from shit and, started making reputation. And I thought, you know what? I can't stay in the area that I deal in. So then I thought, you know what? The best area that I can do what I'm doing right now will be in the city. Too many faces. No one, if I'm...
Camouflage.
Yeah.
So I was real paranoid. If I'm going somewhere, I'm looking at the back.
Looking around.
He's following me for 2 streets, or you know what I mean? I'm like that.
Yeah.
And that's what happened, and was making a good reputation, making money, but being the leader of my group, it meant I had to be showing everyone in the area who's who.
Yeah.
And, I used to deal from the window, and when they come to the window, it's on the oval over there, and they'll go to the camp, pick it up.
Yeah.
It can't get done. You know what I mean? And
True.
I undercutted everyone. And when I mean undercutted everyone, if they're selling something for 50, I'm selling it for 30 for pensioners.
Yeah.
So I always, when I mean, you got to think about the pensioners.
Yeah, you have to.
They love their shit.
They do.
Especially on a fucking, you know what I mean? On
They'll keep
wheelies.
coming back. Yeah.
So you look after the pensioners,
Yeah,
they'll look out the window for you.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And the word on the street is big. So, especially when you have eyes of the community watching you, you need everyone on your side.
Yeah.
And got too big and started undercutting everyone. And people didn't like that. And in the game, we grew up on never snitch.
Yeah.
Never do that. And that's what happened. And everyone started working together, and started working with the cops to try to take me down. And then out of nowhere, boom, my sister committed suicide.
Shit.
No way.
So that was at the point where I was there daytime at the streets, come back night to the city hard. And then when that happened, I just lost my shit. And I just blamed everyone, and I was looking at everyone like, who? So then I'll go back to the area and I'll be aggressive to everyone. I was like, oi, dickhead, where were you? Where was this? And just blaming, trying to blame someone and trying to think that it was a hit. And no matter what drug or alcohol I drank or did, the pain will go away for a little bit and it'll be back. And then tomorrow it will sink in twice as bad.
It'll double down.
And
just keeps getting worse.
And my sister's always wanted me to get custody of my son. And through the time I was in juvie and jail and stuff, my sister's always been that mother, father figure for my son. If the mum wanted to go out,
sister's got her.
If I had a fight with the baby mum, my sister would always be that person to be like, calm down, it's all right, I'll handle it. And and to me, I felt like a piece of shit because I felt like everything that I was doing, and I didn't even see this happen. And sorry, but before that, mum returned, and so when mum returned, she took her life, and then
that's brutal.
And mum moved to America for a bit, and then she returned back, and then we tried to make things work, but it just didn't work. And it's worse when the community is watching, where's the mum been? Who's the mum been seen? Why is she trying to be mum now? That's the shit. So then, after she passed, we went back to the area and everything just kept playing and playing. I was blaming myself, drowning myself, drinking and we shut the whole street off. And the only way you could enter the street if you were a neighbor. And, we built a scaffold in front of everyone, in front of the street. And scaffold, you need the council approval. What the council approval?
I'm building something.
Yeah. And like the cops, the only way cops will just, the street going 100 meters down, the cops will just keep driving past, but they will never enter.
They'd never come down.
Yeah. So then, I had thoughts it was maybe the cops. It was maybe this person. And because I was doing a lot of stuff in the area, I was bringing bikies. And, we had 80% one gang. And I bring in a new gang from Melbourne, and and I was moving that fast that it shot up too fast. And so then I had to put everything on hold and rethink everything. Like, am I about to go to jail, kill someone because I'm thinking that they did it? Or
So, tell me, like, when you're in that position, it's nearly like you don't know. It's like we always use that term of like getting dumped by a wave, and then you think you don't know which way is up or down. You're going further into the rabbit hole, but then you just don't know what the truth is, It's like, how do you, especially for people, I've grown up with, say, people that have, sold drugs and stuff, like good money, and they go down that rabbit hole, just do a little bit, just make $1,000. And then they do it again. They can't get out of it. It's just like when do you stop? And then you go. I've heard stories of you go back to that person to, I don't want to sell anymore, and then they hold the knife to your throat. It's like how did you get out of that position when you're in with the this group of bikies and that group, and then you're dealing, and then you're like you said, you've shot up too fast. It's like, because I can imagine being in that position, you can't just message the boys and go, boys, I'm out. I'm going to, Newcastle. That's it.
Well, it was weird because, we did over a few houses in the area that time of my sister's funeral, and we were accusing people. And, someone said to me, fuck, why are you hurting the people that love you? And I was like, hey. And I took a step back and, just really cried. And, just sat in my feelings and thought, fuck, this is really testing me. And my sister, her words were just like, you're a piece of shit. Kept playing and playing. I went to that certain extent that we asked everyone, all the gangs said no. And, you know, one of my cousins said, "Oh, should I do black magic?" And you know, shit went sour, and you know, got a letter, and it was like, I took my own life. I didn't believe that. And then, you know, after my sister's funeral, my cousin that did the black magic locked up for murder, 30 years.
Shit.
Really?
Yeah. And yeah, and it just kept getting shit, and you know.
Sorry, with the black magic, what do you mean by that?
So black magic, you know, get into a spiritual world.
Yeah, witchcraft kind of thing, right?
Yeah. Don't try to play dumb, Blaine.
Yeah.
You know what we say. Yeah, so got into a bit of witchcraft, and and the soul of the person jumps into the person that gives themselves to the devil.
Yeah.
Writes it out, and writes out, you know, what happened.
Yeah.
But within that, you have to give something. And I've never spoken about this. And you know, this is how far we went to get.
It's crazy.
And everything that I'm doing now is for my cousin that is locked up.
Yeah.
And I've seen worse, and it gets bad, and no one wins. No one wins. And I told myself, now he went that whole extent for that. Fuck. So yeah, that happened, you know, and I've never outed it. I've told a few people in that, but no one believes it. And
it's just like the reason I asked with the black magic, because like, I don't know if you know, like, I'm obviously have my own faith, Christian, and I've been definitely looking into the black magic kind of stuff, as in like you said, the spiritual world, and
don't look in.
No,
you might not see out. Then it'll be like this in the wall. But like, what's this vegetable doing?
Sorry, looking into it as in like how real it is. And I feel like it's probably underplayed. You know, maybe if you weren't to have a faith or whatever, you're just thinking, like Ouija boards, this stuff can't, it's not real. Like, it's not going to do anything. But the one thing I truly do know is that spiritual, there's so much stuff that we can't, you know, see, but like, it's a dark.
It's dark, brother. I've seen dark, but that dark there is different dark.
Yeah.
And in this world, there's good and bad.
Equal opposite force, yeah.
Now you got to pick your side. And see, because I was picking the dark side, and everyone was falling. And, you know, when that happened, my sister was like, in my head was like, get your son. And that's what made me move out. Went to the courthouse, and I said, I've had enough. My cousin didn't win in the courthouse. How was the family meant to tell the judge? He did this. We're going to look like psychos on the newspaper.
True.
You know what I mean? Just copped it.
Yeah.
Just went in the courthouse, pled not guilty, got found guilty, boom, 30 years.
Shit.
And, you know, that's just the card he
got dealt.
And, now he's in that lifestyle now, and he's got a big name in jail. And my heart goes out, because I'm like, fuck, to uphold that name and to be stuck in the game for that long, fuck, you're going to come back out. The world's not going to be the same world that you imagine.
It's such a long time. And I mean, from the story that you have just told, is like, you've done that to a certain extent, not 30 years.
Yeah.
But like, you know how hard it is to uphold that. And it's like, you're just sacrificing your life and time and your mind. You really do have to, just to uphold that and live that life, which is like just brutal to hear. But we obviously just like appreciate the way you share the story with us as well, because I know there's this, you never know, there might be a person listening to this that is like, you know, in a similar position to you at 18 or whatever. And it's so encouraging, all of the stuff I see you doing with the mentoring and stuff. Like, have you ever how many people you reckon, how many young fellas you reckon you've come in contact with and helped them with that, maybe not in the exact same position as you were when you were that age, but like you could see they were going down that, and you were like arm around them kind of thing?
Fuck, heaps.
Yeah.
Heaps. And like you said about your faith, I've been through challenges that was meant to break me.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the darkest time, that Bible came.
True.
And, you know, I've always been hearing stories from family and that, and they said that when I was born, mum and dad were in the van. They're driving on the highway, and mum and dad had a fight. Mum opened the van, jumped out, and I was in the gut. And, you know, they've always said something about you. And I've always thought it was crime. I said, fuck, I'm good at this. It's crime.
Yeah.
That's what my mum was saying.
Yeah.
And she said, out of all the kids, I'm the chosen one. I thought it was that.
Yeah.
And then I've come into Newcastle and started to see what I'm doing here. And, you know, all this stuff that I'm doing, I'm not even getting paid. And what I try to teach everyone is that's because I've been surviving my whole life.
Yeah.
So when our money comes, buy the sausages for the kids on a Monday. And my business partner's like, he's Aussie. He's like, mate, you need to fill up your own cup, mate. And I'm like, fuck my cup, eat. You know, and he's Aussie and he's like, mate, you need to, you know, do this. And I was like, fuck that, boom, drive out.
Well, it's crazy how, like, there's so many people nowadays who are very selfish. They want to do, they want the world for themselves. It's interesting how it's your own experiences have now shaped you to a point where you want to give back. But a lot of people don't have the opportunity to go through those difficult times.
Yeah.
So to them, it's like, well, I'm in this for me, you know, and only me, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas for you, losing people, being tested, you know, it gives you that sense of appreciation for what you have.
Yeah. 100%.
And a lot of kids nowadays probably don't get that as much. Exactly. So
yeah. And it's always different levels to it, obviously. But mate, the one thing I thought about when you said about the sausages, you will know that you're at the barbershop, at his barbershops, because when you walk in, you always get a drink bottle, like a water, on arrival.
Really?
For free. Always. They're always offering. Like, and it's seriously is an incredible feeling, because like you go up Charlestown in the shopping centre and you just sit there. Like it's not that experience, but when you're there, the boys are, even if they don't know you, they're shaking your hand. What do you do? What's going on? You know, do you want a water? Blah blah blah.
Tell me, bro. What have you done in Newcastle? Fast forward all this. Like, where are you? Where you're at now, bro? Like, what have you been able to do? Because I know the barber stuff's really cool. Tell me about that. And
bro, I've been doing a lot, And when I first came up, he was to fight custody. Got custody. That was 5 years, and you know, another life experience happened, and it was either go to court or go be with my mate.
Yeah.
And you know, I went to court. Woke up the next morning in Brisbane. Got custody, then my mate shot dead, Bankstown.
No.
Yeah. Shit. So then I knew I was on the right path.
Yeah. Amen.
So then when I knew that, I was like, fuck, rest in peace, brother. I'm do this for you.
Yeah.
Came to Newcastle, had a few years where I was stumbling and I was like, I miss Sydney, this shit, Newcastle shit. They're soft, they're rah, rah, rah. Then it, you know, my sister's anniversary came up, unveiling. Went to the cross. My brothers had an all-in brawl. Went all over the news. And I got away that night. And I got pepper sprayed. I belly flopped my brother, and he had 9 cops. They fell. Then the cops got up. When they fell, my brother belted one of the cops with his pistol. And I seen that, and I looked to my brother, you can't say I was a dog. My sister in my head was, run.
Get out of there.
Boom. I got up, ran. Hit the van, fell, got back up, pepper spray. And I got away that night, and I knew there was someone watching over me.
Yeah.
Jumped, ran to my auntie's house. A Labour guy went past, yalla, get in. Got in, he dropped me off. Got to the house, washed my face, got my uncle's clothes, and they dropped me off to Central, last train, 1:30, and came all the way to Newcastle. No phone, no money, nothing. And I just prayed, and I said, I'm over this life. I'm over this. So when I came back to Newcastle, I got an email saying from the cops, we've seen footage, come hand yourself in. So I went to Wyong, went there, and I told the guy my story. And I said, I got 4 kids at home. And he's like, oh, yeah? Well, the detectives that are coming gave you bail, refuse. Do you want to play footy for Wyong? And I was like, yeah. Do you know Sione Mataitia? Yeah.
No way.
That's my brother. He gave me bail. And remember, I grew up, fuck the police.
Yeah.
So that moment, I knew I was blessed.
Another moment.
So I said, I'm out. So when I came back to Newcastle, my sister's super was split up between all the siblings. So then the 10,000 that I got, I invested into a printer on eBay and a heat press.
Yeah.
So heat press $4,000, $6,000 for the printer. And my business partner that helped me out with everything, I said, if we start this biz, you do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Whatever you make from this,
you
do whatever you want. And because he helped me with my lawyer fees, and that's 130 grand.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So
Bro, take me back to being pepper sprayed. Like, how much does that shit hurt? Because I got a mate who's like, he went to school with him. He's in the jail up in Brisbane somewhere, and he's in the dog squad or something. I don't speak to him that much, but I remember he was telling me this story about how in training he got pepper sprayed and how it was like the closest thing to death he's ever felt. Like, is that how you describe it?
I would say like funeral. You've been at a funeral.
Yeah.
You're just crying, but it's itchy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
You just want to scratch your eyeballs.
Yeah.
That's it. But you're like, tears are coming down. Like, oh fuck!
Yeah,
but you're talking.
yeah,
but
okay.
it's just itchy, itchy eyes. Like
your pain threshold, bro, would be a lot higher than most people.
Yeah.
Oh, mine was all right, but my brother, when he got pepper sprayed that night, he knocked out a few cops, and I think it was like 13 or 12 cops, and he must have had some good drugs.
Yeah.
Because that drugs there, it was like, and he was still going.
Just nothing.
I was looking at him, I was like, you prick.
Shit.
He gave me the jump. He gave me the rocks, the fake rocks, while he had the good rocks. And came back from there, and I said to myself, I'm changing everything.
Yeah.
So started up the business name. 88 is the year my sister was born, 1988. And just thought she got me through to where I am now because I believed in what she wanted.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do something in memory of her. So started at 88 Customs. I wanted something to mean something.
That's so good.
Bro, it sounds to me a little bit like, I'm interested to hear what you think. Like, you almost turned a bit of a page. Like, you didn't get lucky, but it sounds like there was a series of events there that sort of went your way a little bit.
Yeah.
And, like, you were able to actually look back and go, shit, like, it's almost like, you know in life how you make a decision, you don't know whether it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
And then shortly after that, something comes up that shows you that was the right decision.
Yo.
It's almost like that happened to you a couple of times in a row there.
It happened. And, it was weird because I tell a few people now, I got a Instagram message from someone and said, hey, I just want to let you know there's others like you. And I was like, hey, others like who?
Yeah.
And they're like, your guardian. And I was like, fuck up. I was starting to get scared. I've never been scared. I've never been scared. And then I was like, what the fuck? And then she said, there'll be things later on in life that free will come up.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, what in the fucking witchcraft is going on now?
Yeah.
So then we started a printing business at home, and it was from the garage, just, the stick on and heat press.
Yeah.
It started like that. And then I started using everyone that I knew in jail that had a reputation, and started giving the rappers shirts for free and designs. Because my business partner, he does design stuff, and that's his background.
Yeah.
Suited everything.
Yeah.
So because I had the reputation and knew everyone, and was
He
really
had the skills to do the actual graphics. Yeah.
So he was real shy, and I'm like, shut, man. I'm the one out in the light, blah 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 blah. Well, he's over there just typing, does all of that, and he just blew up from there and started doing training in the dark, 3 a.m. Started helping others who are scared to come to the gym.
Yeah.
So a lot of the islanders, we have a lot of islanders that just eat, and and we had that 3 a.m. where they felt comfortable. They didn't have to feel, a certain way.
Yeah.
Bro, literally 3 a.m.
Yo.
If you see his story, mate, how many days a week you doing 3 a.m.? So early in the morning, bro.
Yo.
What?
Yeah.
Training or cutting
They're
hair?
training, bro. They're
Training 3 a.m.
Shit.
At Merriweather Bars?
Yeah, Merriweather or Nobbies. And it's crazy because...
Bro, I would have just finished my 2 kilometer sea swim by then, bro.
Yo. And that's where it's gone. It's gone from a printing thing, and needed a shop. So then a barber shop came up.
Yeah.
And my business partner said, a barber shop came up And I was like, hey, what happened? And he goes, one of the Knights players, he was young, 21, and he died from cancer. And I was like, hey, Islander, Tongan. And he's like, yeah. And I said, fuck it, we're going with it. And he goes, why? And I said, everything's in front of us. If we don't take it, we're going to regret. So we took it on. And I told the business partner, I know somebody that knows Dan and know this barber. And you know what happened? We got the barbershop. 3 months later, I was still cleaning up the barbershop looking for barbers.
Shit.
And that's how hungry I was. Like, you know, got the shop and I told my business partner, you're white, you go to the meeting. I don't want to meet them because if they see me and they'll be like, who's this? Who's this unlegit person, you know? So then I stayed back. He got the approval because he's white. That's how we're going to say it. And you know, when you play the white game, you get away with it. So then when they approved everything, I said, oh, all right, I'm going to come meet him. Met him, he was a good guy. And he said, oh, you can have it for 3 years. Oh, yeah, good. So then 3 months cleaning it, painting, everything. I just kept praying and training. And 3 a.m. was that time where I had to switch on. Everyone's partying on the weekend. And if I don't replace my bender in with doing some crazy shit, then I'm going to still be crazy over here.
Exactly.
But that's the perfect solution to bad habits. It's replacing that with something else, right?
Yeah. And that's what I did. And replacing that on the weekends, it means my day goes fast. So while they're out there partying, I'm already reloading what I'm about to do for next week, the week.
It's like keeping busy, isn't it? It's like staying busy. And like for you being involved in like a barber business, what do you love about that? What are some of the good and bad parts about like a barber shop? Because mate, barbershops, especially like us blokes, like some of the greatest conversations you can have is in a barbershop. And some people, like, it's so important you get a good cut, bro. A fresh cut. That's more than just a haircut. It's like
100%,
how you present yourself. So you get blokes, and it'd be cool for you, like seeing all different people coming through the seat, bro. You know, what do you love and not love about it?
I had to make more eyes to the shirt. So I had to get everyone's eyes to the shirt. And the more people to the shirt can go get a cut. And the thing I love about the barbering thing is you meet all walks. You know what I mean? Who would have thought I'd be sitting next to a golf player?
True.
You know, when I heard he was a golf player, I was like, damn.
What shit?
Oh, shit, I got some rich white friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? We didn't have to rob a store to be friends. He just had to hit a ball.
I hope he wasn't like wearing like a fresh like golf kit. Did you have like a little button up on?
Nah.
Oh no, he was trying to look grubby. I was like, come on. You got white teeth. I know you're rich.
Your beard's too nicely shaved, bro. Come on.
Yeah, and that's what happened, meeting good people. And I think the best thing about meeting people that he helps the biz. I'm meeting people that are fit in the future plans. And that's all because of the power of the mouth. And just,
word of mouth,
how are
networking.
You? And one thing that we do best is treat the customer with care. Hello, how are you? How's things? Not just cut and just be boring. Talk to them, get to know them. You know what I mean? I say to people, how much is in your bank account? That's how much I want to know.
I love it. Bro, the funniest thing ever. So we go in and I think my missus come in and she was just waiting for us. We were down having coffee down there. And so like Bonnie doesn't know Kinna at all or whatever. And like we were just talking but the chat was amazing. I still remember you saying to her, you go, oh, like you got something come up about having a baby or getting married or something. And you're like, oh, you're only around the corner, Blake, like next week. I was like rattled. I'm like, I didn't know what to say. And she was like laughing, but I'm like, oh, that environment is so cool. I can't tell you like, how cool it's like. You just want to go back there. You want to have those experiences. And I know from Joey as well that comes in. I still remember him telling me when he went down there and he met you once, maybe with Dan, and he's like, bro, I spoke to this fella, Kinna, Islander fella, and he has a crazy story, bro. And he was saying stuff like that. And I was like, like I always see Dan, but like it must have been when you first bought the shop. And then ever since, it's just like, it's such a, that's one of the things, the reasons why I wanted to have you on the podcast. I know Joey told me you had a hectic story about your upbringing and what you've gone through and stuff, and where you're at now, you know. And I just thought you're a community man for sure. Like you're tapped into and helping every. It could be a local plumbing, like small business, local plumbing, carpentry, anything. I always see you posting it, so I'm like, it's so fitting. Us being here in Newcastle to have you on. You know.
Well, I've got a question, bro. What are the challenges you face now, that are holding you back from falling back to your old ways? Like, obviously, you've been through a lot of shit, addiction, everything, jail time. Is there still a part of you is there still a challenge you're fighting every day to stay away from your past? Is that something that you think?
Anything that fucks up my peace, I don't want it.
Yeah.
So like, still challenges still come.
Yeah.
And like I had a few family members that passed at the start of the year, and my dad was just last month, and it meant that I had to go to the hospital and not get paid for all the work because I was spending time. Yeah. And that's a sacrifice there. And I said, if I don't spend time, I'll complain that I'd never spend time. Yeah. So, challenges come and they'll keep repeating until you've had enough. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the past always creeps up.
It does.
Like, I had someone who's ratted me out to TAFE and said, this barber, when I first started, this is how, when you said the goods and bads, this is the bad. And when I started in the area, and I got my cousin from Brisbane to come down. I said, cuz, whatever you do here, do whatever. Yeah. You're the start. So he came down, he offered out everyone and said, we're the best barbers. And I said, fuck it, we are. Yeah. And that's how the boys came back, and then messaged and goes, I'm coming back home, because that's his home. Yeah. So then one after another, a Knights player, Travis May, came. Yeah. And then Danny, who I do mentoring for. Yeah. And then, another kid that I do mentoring for is Dom. Yeah. They just come, and it's like I'm meeting new people that are meant for the business. Yeah. If that makes sense? Yeah. And then Harley jumped on, and then Joe, and then Leppy, and it's just building itself. True. But challenges do come, and it will come, and it will, you have to tell yourself how far do you want to go. Yeah. So I tell myself, I'll go, whenever I get bored, I'll be doing this for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and I just hustle. Then there'll be a point where I'll drop off. Yeah. And I'll be like, oh, this is boring. Yeah. I'll have to go back home. Yeah. To go look at home, to then realize what I'm doing here. Yeah. Wow. So then I went back last week.
That gives you a little boost for the next few months.
I've seen how fucked up it was. And, for me to bring change to my home, I have to start here. True. Where I'm at. And if it blow up here, I'm going to go back home and present home. Yeah. And say to everyone, hey, everyone, now he worked over here, now we're going to work over here. I can't just hit home straight away. True.
So, what's your process in mentoring? Like, if you get someone, a new face come to you, or a friend of a friend, and they're going through a shit time, or they need some guidance, they need someone to speak with, what's your approach to that? Are you someone who share your story first so they can sort of resonate with you? Are you someone where you've got a bit of like you want to get to know them first better? Are you hard on them, tough love, or how do you go about
all of that in a mixed lolly jar? Yeah, you get all of that in the first go. Yeah. So I'm that type where if your mum and dad come up to me and say, "Oh, my kid fucked up, this and that," my heart automatic. Oh, yo, where's he? I want to talk to him. Yeah. And I'll tell the kid straight up, if you do this, do that, this is the bad things that are going to come with it. Yeah. Now you're ready to ride that wave? Yeah. So I use what I've been through and I hand it to them. If you think you're a gangster, then we'll see how long you do inside. Yeah. We had one guy who got done still in a car from the gym. He took someone's key and, took off, and his mum came to me and asked for help, and I took him to the cafe. Yeah. Mind you, brother, I've already got shit in my personal life. Yeah. But I still have time.
100%.
Yeah. So if I'm going to make it out of all the challenges that I went through, I got time for him. Yeah. So sat him down, had a coffee, just told him, listen, brother, everything's shit road. Yeah. It's going to be 20 challenges before your eyes. So you ready to ride that wave? Are you ready to put your mum and dad through it all?
So it's almost like you ask them, you put it on them.
Yeah.
You ask them the question.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is what could happen,
Yeah.
probably will happen.
Yeah.
Are you prepared for this?
Yeah, and I'll add an F word. I'll fucking.
Yeah.
You won't. With me, you won't get it perfect.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah,
hear
yeah,
some
yeah,
ratchet
yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Some hood red shit.
I'll add it.
You know what I mean? You're gonna hear that ghetto shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna
yeah.
say to them, like, in the food chain, when you come from Newcastle, there ain't no one in Newcastle that made it big in Sydney.
Nah.
There's no one who's the Sydney fee.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I
You're
mean?
a
So
fucking nobody.
yeah. So what I try to teach these kids here, don't be like home.
Yeah.
My home, it's dead.
Yeah.
If you're ready to be dead, to walk in there dead, go.
Go do it.
But I'm gonna give you 10 reasons
Not to.
not to. And that's what's happening. And I've probably hit over 500 kids
Yeah.
ever since I started 4 years ago. And I've been doing this on the weekend stuff just to heal myself.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have kids that, you know, I go to school and I don't get paid. And I go there out of my heart. And I look at this. There's been so many suicide lately. And what I try to do is I try to talk mental health and strength and mindset to people, because if we don't get out and touch these people, they're going to be weak.
Yeah.
And some people been food sped their whole life.
Yep.
One bad thing come, oh shit,
Yeah.
my world. Nah, fuck that. You
Yeah.
can make it out.
Yeah.
Remember me, I've had 60 things happen.
True.
Yeah.
And I've overcome it.
Yeah.
So now I'm going back and trying to shake these people,
Yeah.
try giving the guidebook and be like, you can make it out. So, you know, like I train under 19s in the community.
Yeah.
And one of their kids, his mate passed away suicide.
Yeah.
The week before that, it was Souths. One guy died there. And the week before that, someone else passed suicide. And mind you, I did all of this because of my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the shop built, went from the shop to the fitness,
Yeah.
then to the community stuff, and then helping the 19s
Yeah.
now in Central try to build that mindset. And what I learned at Oberon was in the bush for the 3 days, we might not get along, but by the end of this trip, we're going to get along.
True.
Yeah.
So I'll break them and then I'll rebuild them.
Yeah.
And the way I break them is the way I've been fucking broke.
True.
You know what I mean? And tell them that tough love. And that's what society need right now, is that tough love
They
to
do.
tell them, you're shit, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know, because if you get talk,
And you're gonna lose.
Yeah.
You're gonna lose.
Yeah,
you don't
your
win
life.
all the time.
Yo,
You know.
and that's what happened with the 19s. I looked at it, the bro goes to me, oh, what are you going to do with the kids Tuesday? And I said, I'm going to fuck them up.
Yeah.
And he goes, wow, because the president over here is thinking you're doing some weird shit.
Yeah.
And I said, brother, I don't give a fuck. If you got a problem, come train them.
Yeah.
I'll
yeah,
fuck off.
Yeah.
So then end up talking to the kids before the training. I said, listen, we do some fucked up shit,
Yeah.
but this is even more fucked up. And the reason I'm doing it is to make you tough.
Yeah.
So they started trial line, they bear crawl to the 10.
Yeah.
And I said, in life, you're going to win little,
Yeah.
then fall back,
Yeah.
20, trial line, 30, 40,
Yeah.
50, all the way to the 100.
I like how you relate it back to life
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So it's true, right?
yeah.
It
They
is
were,
true.
they were looking at me doing a pickle. You fat mother.
Yeah.
I was looking at it, I was like, I've done this shit. Grew up on this shit. Easy shit. You know, and that's how I look at it. I was like, and then I say to the kids, you can all try jumping. But they look angry at me. I'm that guy that I'd rather them angry. I don't love being loved first. Nah,
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah,
have a
yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be friends, I need some fighting scenes. Or
True,
fuck
true,
you,
true.
fuck you, you know, that
True,
type.
true.
Block me on Instagram.
And then
that.
we can be friends.
Then we can
That
be
real
friends.
toxic shit.
Yeah, we gotta be ugly first. We can't be pretty.
When you look at yourself in the mirror right now, when you look at yourself, like you go up in the mirror, look at yourself, how physically, well, not physically, but how mentally tough, the person looking back at you, how tough do you feel you are right now? Do you feel like, how strong do you feel right now in your life?
Yo, I reckon 80%.
Yep.
80%. And now I'm jumping back into that hunting season where
Yep.
I got big plans, and the big plans is, you know, running from here to Gold Coast.
Yep.
And, you know, that's for suicide and mental health.
Yep.
There's so many things happening, but no one ain't doing it.
Yep.
And I've done Warners Bay to Nelson Bay. I've
Yep.
done Wollongong to Campbelltown.
Yep.
Now I need to go back into that hunting season where weekends I need to be by myself.
Yeah.
I need time for myself. During the week, I just need to focus. I don't want no, let's go get let's go have a beer. Fuck that.
Yeah.
You want to play pokies, play with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the buzz I'm on.
Yeah.
And I'm doing really good, and I had 6 months off the training, and I just blew up, just being casual like everyone, drinking, partying, and I lost myself. And I have to tell myself, who the fuck am I?
Yeah.
And, Christmas party came, I fucked up.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to not play up in Christmas season, bro. Christmas leg ham. Mum's Christmas leg ham comes out, bro. I'm getting another slice of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
And I thought I was good. And then woke up and nearly lost everything.
Yeah,
and, that made me really think, are you really about here, or are you just jumping back and forth from good and bad?
Or you think you are. Yeah.
So I told myself, start of the year, I'm done with the drinking and partying.
Yeah.
Now we're going sober, and I'm going to go 100.
Yeah.
I seen how bad it was. Waking up and everyone's like, you did this, you did that. And I was like, oh.
Shit.
Yeah.
And it made me think to myself, like, are you actually about it? And that's what I had to do. I had voices in my head just saying, neck yourself.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? If you know me, nah.
No.
And I told my voice in my head,
True.
my demon in my head,
Yeah.
in your cunt.
Yeah.
I'm doing that.
Yeah.
So then my mate called me and said, listen, are you going to stay down and out, or are you going to come and train the kids, do what you're meant to do?
Yeah.
So then I went and I trained the kids. And this is the training before, the new year.
Yeah.
So I went to the kids and I trained the kids up, and I said to the kids, the training that you're doing, I've done that. And the reason I'm mentally strong is because of this training.
It's crazy how that question you ask yourself, where it's like, do I go and do that training? Like, it's such an easy task, but if you can get past that first little hump, you can get over the bigger one so much easier. It's like after a bender on the weekend, it's like getting to the gym on the Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
So if you can make it to that session,
Sets
or
the
doing a
rest of your
podcast
week.
on a Monday, it's
True.
like, if you're unprepared or you're nervous or whatever, but if you can just get through that,
you're on one. Just one step, That's the biggest thing, it seems like, in anything you do, even when it comes to like practice or something. One of the toughest things with golf, this is nothing compared to what you've just spoken about, Kenneth, but anytime I have I don't usually have breaks from practice, but like when I have taken like a couple weeks off, it's like, it's so hard to I want to go back and just practice, but you're like, one more day?
True.
And then you're like, oh, well, what's one more day going to be?
True.
And then when you go back, it's like the gym, like your swing is just out. You feel terrible. Not playing golf for you, Bailey.
Well, it's like not doing bench press in a few weeks,
and
bro.
It's like you go back and you lift the bar and you're like, oh, this is heavy again. So
it's crazy how quick you can lose momentum.
It doesn't matter what it is. If it's diet or whatever, it's just like, life is just better when you're taking that step.
When you're on.
When you're working hard.
When you're on,
when you're keeping busy.
Yeah.
With and surrounding yourself with people who are on the same path as you.
100%.
As well.
You got to lose a lot. So with the party scene, I've lost a lot of people. And that's the sacrifice.
Yeah.
And I used to always think, fuck, what's going on here? And I just not meant for that small talk.
Yeah.
So now with the training that we do, we're busy throughout the week. Monday we do basketball for the kids.
Yep.
That's Archie the barber. He's calling.
Is that the
We'll
boss?
see what he say. What do you want, mate? You're on the podcast.
Oh, am I?
Oh yeah. What are you going to say? Hi to the boys or what?
Hello, boys.
Storm, boy. Storm.
That's Archie. He's a young gun.
What time's the footy?
12:30. Message him. I'm on the pod.
Is it on 12:30?
See, I'm a father too right now. Son. Yes. Son,
Google
check
it.
The post.
Google it, son.
Google it, son.
Oi, your missus is here and the father-in-law.
See. So with the Monday we got basketball for the kids. This is a free event.
Yeah.
Monday 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Wednesday 6 p.m. touch footy at Waratah.
Yep.
And then we got 6 p.m. at Second Down boxing.
Yeah, wow.
And then we got the weekends, Saturday and Saturday is the 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I run the 3 a.m. on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And then my mate runs his at 5 at the bars in Newcastle.
Yeah. Shit.
And
How far are you running? Are you running, or are you doing a workout, or
just body workout?
Yeah.
Or the calisthenics.
Yeah.
Some days I want to change it, but because I'm running now, starting to run.
Yeah.
You try to picture a big dark guy running at you.
True.
And you see me on the main road.
Shit.
Everyone be like, "Oh shit, who is this guy running at me?"
Yeah.
I've had days where I'm like, and people are looking at me like, "Hey, mate," and I'm like, "The fuck doesn't look like that fucking time." And then you have to stop at every second person. Hey, how are you? What are you doing? You're a good fella. I said, "Fuck that." I just stick where you see the dead people at night and junkies, and that's what I've been seeing. And because I grew up in the dark, I know how to be in the dark. Does that make sense?
That's true. That's true.
It's like you're it's like I always say, one of my mates, he's like the world's best benderer, but he does night shift, and I'm always like, you've seen too many like early morning sunrises. That's why you can bender. You know what I mean? It's like you just get used to it, you know?
Yeah.
How much do you think, you touched on, you go like you're sober, you've taken a break from the drink. How much do you feel like, obviously people know they're dabbling in the wrong thing when they're doing drugs, party drugs, that kind of stuff. It's like they kind of know deep down. It's like, probably I need to hide from the cops if I'm doing this kind of thing. But alcohol is nearly like, obviously, it's nearly just as bad, right? But because it's legal, it's just such a like, where like even today we'll go and have a couple beers like mad, you know. But like there's some people that are just probably have.
Well, it's crazy how you could smoke a joint or a few bongs and like feel pretty sweet the next next day, whereas you go and have 12 beers and you're cactus.
That's the big culture in Newcastle no one talks about. And like today, everyone like, do you celebrate Anzac? And I just turns me off that they can go to a service and then drink straight away.
Yeah,
it's because all we need is an excuse, bro.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
any reason to.
And Newcastle is known for pubs and beers.
It's that blue collar, you know.
Yeah. It's like with the footy this year, I didn't want to play footy because I knew it would lead back to old habits.
Yeah.
One Saturday
having
game,
a beer after the
I might
game,
play good and I would have knocked out a few people. Walk in the shed and they're like, "Kenna, come for a beer." Fuck yeah. Everything that I was building up
gone.
Then the sun will come like this, and then I'm like looking at my bank account, minus.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
That you can.
That's amazing. You can recognize that something like footy, like you'd think that's real good for your fitness and stuff, but you see where it can lead, you know, because you've been there.
Yeah.
Well, Jacob, you had your fair share of benders back in the day, mate, but you've definitely turned a page.
Yeah, that's for sure. Fucking oath.
And
I can't do that anymore. Do you get the thought of like that, and you're like, fuck, like those seedy times?
Bro,
like I've been locked up, like, because I used to run the pub. So we go back to the Secco boys' house, and it was just this grungy place at Wallsend. We'd be in the garage, this shit fucking beat up lounge. And you just listen to fucking Mysterious Girl on repeat, and you're fucking bent off your head.
How fucked is like the garage sessions on the couch?
And you're like, the thought of the taxi ride home, 20 minutes, I'm going to be fucking talking to some bloke and I want to spew. And the thought of that, going back and doing that, fuck that.
I've still got one of those in me though, like once every
100%.
like 6 months. It's still there, but few and far between, bro. And I'm happy about it. I've got a good missus now, you know, we've got a place, like man, life's good, you know. Like there's a lot to be grateful for. But
well, let me know when you're doing that one time.
Yeah.
So I can come for my one time and go missing for another 8 months. And be back in the community and be like, "Hey, yo, how's things, man?"
I'll message the group chat next time. Send a photo of myself.
Yeah, well, right, it's deadly. And it's so easy to get trapped.
True.
Yeah, it
And
is.
I've like, you know, you're in a happy place right now. I always tell myself when I'm in a happy place, never get comfortable.
Oh, bro. The dark day is coming, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I sometimes tell myself that too as well. It's like, you'll be just driving, like, oh, that's a good day at work today. And I'll think, yeah, but there's a fucking shit one not far away, you know? Like,
Never too high, never too low.
That's right. Stay neutral, hey? Well, thanks for coming on today, Ken. That's been, I don't know how long that's been going for, Jay.
Hour and a half.
There you go.
Oh, fuck
And
that. Let's go 2 hours.
With Joe Rogan up in this bitch, you know what I'm saying?
I forgot to tell you, I'm doing, we just opened up a program.
Yeah.
So Never Fold Collectives, it's on our 88 Customs page.
Yep.
And one of the workers from Salvation Army who I used to do the programs with for the kids. We used to get all the kids that will get locked up, and court will send them to us.
Yeah, right.
And then we'll give them the story, and then I'll give them a card. Have you seen that card, that free haircut, free mentoring, free shirt? It's to get them back in the community and give them a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
So that's what that card does. And now with the Never Fold Collective, we're building a relationship with that card.
True.
And then with the Never Fold is for the schools and people that are starting addiction, people who are coming off addiction, people who are struggling with everything in life. And, you know, we're just setting all these things up in the community so that the kids know that there's a place. And I grew up in Eds, and we had Youth Off the Streets. And Youth Off the Streets, they used to spend 3 days a week and barbecue every night, and that used to be the safe place. Even though I was high or drunk, they used to always say, "Hey, care for me," even though there was no one there. So now what I've learned there, I come and implement my own thing. And yes, it might be for free now. And you look at all the, you know, the stuff that I'm doing in the community. I've always been happy through it. Free fee, free thing. Best thing is seeing the fucked up people in the community coming together and band-aid each other. There's a lot of kids that I help now that have got jobs now. 6 months ago, they were fucked up. And that's the blessing and healing in my heart.
It's like the payment for you is not the money; it's like seeing that in your own eyes. It's like that's worth more to you than actually someone paying for something. You know?
And it's good because if it does work on one, it can work on all. But if I don't get to them before, you know, they could turn bad.
True.
100%.
The aim of this is there's most people we can bless. The better we can help. And, you know, shout out to you guys for helping out, like, you know, getting me on here, and because it gives more eyes and more crowd. I've got an event tomorrow, Sunday, and it's at Nelson Bay. And that's with Next Level Boxing Gym. And I collab with everyone that I make friends with. So I've been with the bro here, and this is, you know, the second time. And the guys up there, they asked me, "Oh, I see what you're doing in the community." And I said, "Brother, if you want to run game, let's run game." So I said to him, he goes, "What do you want to do about it?" I said, "Mental health, workout and wellness." So then when we get there, we can sharpen everyone and say, "Listen, everyone, whatever you got going on in your life, shit's going to come. You just got to toughen up and roll the punches." If we bless them right there, we're done. Our job's done. So
bro, that is so exciting. And it's so cool to hear. You know, I haven't heard that in so long about what you... I'm sure there's more to it, but the way you just spoke about it, about toughening up as well, because there is a point where it's like you're going through a breakup, you're going through these things, or a loved one might have passed and stuff. There is a certain amount of empathy that, you know, sometimes they just need a pat on the back, but then what? And that, like what Alex McKinnon was saying about Wayne Bennett going, bro, what are you doing now? Like, you know what I mean?
Get
like,
up and find some meaning.
What now? Because you know, you got more left in you. And the way you spoke about that just then about, you know, all right, now it's time to toughen up, like, and roll with it, because there's going to be more of this, you know? And
that's what happened. I forgot to answer you before when you said about, does the past come back into play? It does. So when my dad passed in Feb, I stayed at the hospital for 3 weeks, didn't work, wasn't getting paid. And I prayed, and that's where the faith come. And I'm like, Lord, where's the test? And the test fucking came, because when he died, it was like everything was weighing up to 60 grand. And each kid had to bring up their own. And do I go back to my old lifestyle to get quick money, dirty money? Or do I trust the Lord? And you know what I did? I chose to be different, and I went with my faith. And
that's a little test, hey?
Everything.
It's like life's full of tests.
And everything worked out because I chose to have faith. And
So
chose not to go back to old habits. And, you know, and that blessing there, I told myself, I told the boys yesterday when I went to the barbershop, I brought Subway for them, Subway for this shop. And I said to them, that's my first time being paid. And they're like, what? And I said, after paying the mortgage, the 2 barbershops, everything for 3 months, that's the first time I've been paid. And they're like, are you serious? How do you do it? And I said, faith, brother.
Nice.
So what I learned in my challenges is now I come back and uplift everyone else because it worked on me. So Sunday's one, we got people coming from Gosford.
Yeah.
We got people coming from Sydney. These
Yeah.
are people we're all building each other.
Yeah.
But once you light up their candle,
Yeah.
their candle can help other candles. So, with Youth Off the Streets, we had a meeting 2 weeks ago. Look, the goosebumps on my dry legs are starting to come up.
Let me give you some moisturizer,
Yo,
Carl.
man. Shit, I thought I didn't need it. But yeah, like with Youth Off the Streets, they had a meeting with me and they said, we see what you're doing. And I said, listen, do you need me to help the kids? They said, can we bring all the kids to you on Friday? And I said, instead of bringing the 80 to me, we need strong men.
Yeah.
So I'm going to hit up this boxing gym in your area and I'm going to hit up this boxing gym in Nelson Bay.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is if these kids see that there's strong male figures out there, they're not going to fuck around.
Yeah.
I'm not Superman to fuck up everyone.
Yeah,
I wish
yeah.
I could because I'll fucking punch everyone. I'll punch everyone in the face. You're doing crime.
Bang.
You know what I mean? But that worked out. And I look at it as being a hustler in the game. If you can be a hustler in the game, you can be an entrepreneur. That's what you can do.
True.
If you can lead people in the
For
game,
good.
you can lead people in the business game.
True.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm doing from here, the hustle here. Now implement it and change it and do
Yeah.
a remix.
Just less punching people,
Yeah,
eh?
less punching people.
yeah.
You can still swear.
Yeah.
But everything, what I've learned with my business partner, everything legit.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking over my shoulders or
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
So, Youth Off the Street, something from the past come back into play. Now we're hooking up 2 gyms to help those kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what I mean with the blessings? I don't give a fuck about the money. I don't want the money. Help those guys out. You know what?
Yeah.
Those guys, when they see, oh shit, Gina doing some good shit.
Yeah.
Brother, that's the Lord. Thank the Lord. Don't thank me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then now it's building and it's building itself. So they've turned around and they said there's one area in Newcastle that never gets help.
Yeah.
And people are scared to go. And I'm like, where? And they're like, Woodbury. And I said, what? And they're like, after school, 1:30, they put on every Friday a barbecue and there's 70 plus kids.
Yeah. Wow.
And with the 70 plus kids, they're good there. And then once it's finished, everyone go back to crime.
Shit. Yeah.
So they said, oh, would you love to come? I said, oh, fuck, I would love to come. And while coming to this, I'm going to hit up other people in the area to come. Because if these kids see other people caring, feelings change. And when you change feelings, that soft side to them come out and be like, I can believe in myself.
Yeah.
That's what they need is a little spark. You
Yeah.
light that little candle and you watch them go. You know what I
So
mean?
good, bro.
So you give
Yeah.
them that guidebook of how you survive and then everything's on them.
Yeah.
You want to come back and you want to reconnect, you
Yeah.
want more, come back. So having these strong people and, for that event, that's the 16th of May.
Yeah.
And a fella, one of the boxing champs in Newcastle, the Bull,
Yeah.
Oh, the
got in
ball.
contact with him. And the bro said he'll be happy to come and talk to the kids of how he struggled.
Yeah.
So, and I'm happy because the kids can hear it from a champ.
Yeah.
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 You know what I mean?
True.
The light's starting to spark up everyone. Like
Yeah.
now we just got to come together and just try help.
True.
And when this all come together, it's not me and Chaz come in. Oh, I'm the guy who started that. No, fuck
Yeah.
that. We try help. We try be humble, and we try give back. And that's all because of one person in my life that changed and helped me.
Yeah.
And with that spark, now running along with it and trying to help anyone that comes in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything that happens to you today is a test
Yeah.
on how you're gonna act.
Yeah.
And if you act wrong, it will repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I tell everyone now with what I'm doing, if you don't fit the future with where I'm going,
Yeah.
I won't say fuck you or block you or whatever. I just have to slowly move away.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And no disrespect
bro.
or anything,
No.
but we got things to do.
It
We
is
got
what it
plans.
is. Yeah.
And with all these events setting up during the week, I told myself if I can survive 3 months no pay,
I can do anything.
I can do anything, and that's
Yeah.
because of struggle.
True,
And
true.
everyone look at struggle and think, "Fuck this struggle," and give up.
Yeah.
No. That's what's gonna paint your future.
Yeah.
And when the challenges come, you'll keep coming.
Yeah.
You'll be used to it. Is that
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Is that it? So now with the big run that's coming in September for suicide and mental health, that's just to raise awareness. So if it happened to my sister,
Yep.
it can happen to anyone. And there's a lot of stuff out here, and no one's doing anything about it. And a footy club when I hit him up, when I heard about the guy who passed away at South, I hit him up. I didn't give a fuck who the president is. You're going to get it.
Yeah,
and I'm going to
yeah.
fucking give it.
Yeah.
So I said to him, listen here, I ran 19s for a drill.
Yeah.
Let me come do this drill with the men.
Yeah, yeah,
Nah, we'll do that on another round.
yeah,
So you know what I said? Fuck you, I tried.
yeah,
So I went back to Central.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, did it there.
Yeah.
So I look at it now is the more people you can tap in and try to help,
Yeah.
that's it.
I love
So-
it, bro.
Fuck yeah.
I love it.
Thanks,
You
bro.
said-
I appreciate it, bro. I
Oh,
appreciate
oh.
you coming on today.
Yo.
It's been man, it really just makes you appreciate what you have. And
Yeah.
hearing stories like that, you know, and what you're doing now in the community and that, like,
Oh.
it's mad respect. So
Well, that's what the kids get. And I tell them I came from a housing commission family and now I've got a car, house, business.
yeah.
So
And,
good.
So if it
you
can
know,
happen to me, it can happen to anyone.
Yeah, it can happen to anyone. And you just got to have that mindset and strong people around you.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you have that in front of you, you know, the healing that I'm doing with the kids is healing my trauma.
True,
Yeah.
true.
You know what I mean?
True.
It's not the money,
Yeah.
it's the healing.
Sometimes it's sometimes it's just not about. It's not everything's about money, eh?
Nah.
It's about giving back. Mate, you're not going to take the money with you.
Yeah, no.
You're not
True.
going to take the 6 houses that you worked forever to
But
pay
you will
off.
take the stories and the
Yeah.
pepper spray in the
Yeah.
eyes. You know, you remember
But
that
if you
shit.
know anyone, fuck man, hook me up. I'm ready to give this up. I'm ready to settle Mayweather Beach somewhere. I'll be happy to fucking clean. Hey, where, what
Whatever
oldie?
you want, whatever you want.
But see, I forgot to tell you about the weekend. So we've given up the drinking. I've made friends with people at the ocean baths.
Yeah.
And I know all the early birds. When I
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
early birds, I know
I know
all the
you're
older,
talking about the oldies.
yeah, who do 100 laps in the morning. And I learn off them. And they told me that, you know, one guy, his name Steve, he said the reason why he does this because he had cancer and he was drinking and partying too much.
Yeah,
And then when he started doing this, he started fixing himself.
yeah.
So then I started seeing him regularly in the mornings. Hey, bro, how you been? Next minute, I met all the oldies.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
there's fucking hundreds.
Imagine just looking over and
Oh.
just seeing him in a group of like
Yeah.
just 10 little
Yeah.
white people.
Well,
what the
you spin out because the people who come up to the ocean baths at night, they want to steal the oldie stuff. But because
Yeah.
me and a few boys are there,
Yeah.
So good.
we're looking at them. I just let them know. I see you, bitch. I haven't punched anyone in a while.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Please give me a reason to fuck you up. So they see that, and you know when they see that you got love, they got time. And some of them are
Yeah,
lawyers, and what they told me was, one of the lawyers he told me is he starts at 6, he finished at 11.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the lifestyle I want.
Yeah.
And he said he's meant to be retired, but
Yeah.
he loves that because he does his 60 laps,
Yep.
Yeah.
goes to that,
Does
and he
your
still
work.
works. And
Yeah.
you see this man rock up, he's set up from the car. By the time he leave the car,
Yeah.
he legit. And I
Yeah.
said, fuck, I want to be like that. You know,
Bro,
what I mean?
that's like it's like train, work till like midday one,
Yeah.
maybe get a Friday off, and then do your spend your arvos doing whatever you want.
Train
you know?
train every day.
And that's what you
Yeah.
know. We've meeting those type of people. When I moved into Lambton shop, you know, all the white neighbors looked at me and they're like, "Oh shit, oh shit."
Oh no.
Yeah, they were looking at it like, "There's a nigger there."
Yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
I said,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna hit it with love.
Yeah.
I went up to everyone. Hey, how are you? Oh, my name's Gina.
Introduce, yeah.
Because I knew two of the oldies in the flower shop.
Yeah.
They went and told everyone, "No, they're good guys."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
yeah,
see how
yeah,
fast he
yeah.
changed?
Yes.
And I said,
exactly.
thank you that that I did do that stuff at early hours in the morning.
True, true.
Because then now, like, I'm friends with the council workers
Yeah.
Yeah.
at Nobby's Ocean Bath, and they've given me a room where I just pull out the chin up bar 3 a.m. in the morning, and
How good's
we
that?
look after the oldies,
Yeah, right.
and the oldies have me.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, last Saturday I parked in one of the oldies car
Oh,
park.
no.
She came to the coffee shop and told everyone, "Dude, I
He
parked in
parked
mine."
in my spot.
My mate's wearing an 88 shirt, and she goes, "Who parked in mine at the coffee shop?" And I said, "Yeah, he's wearing the shirt." And she's like, "You cheeky fuck." And that's the relationship we have. And,
Yeah.
you know, to learn off the oldies is what we're trying to teach to the youngies is we got taught late.
Yeah.
True,
Now we've got to teach you early.
true,
So
true.
good.
So I told myself I'm 33 now, 7 more years, I retire.
Yeah,
And that's the aim of the game.
yeah,
Yeah.
Everyone right now is distracted by the piss and the drugs.
yeah.
get distracted because by the time I'm in my mansion or whatever,
Yeah.
you'll look at me and be like, where? No, you didn't help.
True.
Yeah,
Too late. Sorry.
So that's the aim of the game. And I never got nothing handed to me. And I look at myself and I say, the reason I'm a hustler because no one gave it. Now I've got to go get it.
Got to go get it yourself.
So when people do lose what they have, it's because they got it fed.
True.
Now you got to, and
Now what?
so
It's true. I love it, bro. I love it. It was great to hear your story, and
It was
just,
unreal.
bro. Pretty encouraged, eh?
yo,
We could have nearly just stayed here all day.
Hey.
you know?
got the bong out.
Yeah.
Test.
Well, it's just over there.
It just testing if
It's
he's
just
really
a-
about his
it's
fitness
just
or what. If he's about
Yeah, I'm just
Anzac
gonna
or-
hold it in front of him and be like, "Yeah, you don't have to have any, bro.
Yeah, be like, are you sure you're happy in your relationship? Are you sure?
You really want to be sober
Yeah.
this year, bro? Come on."
Yo.
Thanks for checking in, guys. This is episode 29 of Bailey Talks. The great man, Kin's on this podcast.
Oh,
They'll be
thank
out
yous.
next Wednesday, bro. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. At absolute least, you've learnt a little bit, and maybe you can light someone else's candle like Kin has. So thanks as always. We'll see you guys next week, episode 29. Peace out, Kin. Thanks, bro. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, brothers, and
Cheers,
thank you
bro.
for your time, bro. I'm at World Gym in the mornings.
Let's
So
go.
if you ever want to look, I'm just adding more to your plate.
Yeah.
Nah,
Fuck that. We're gonna keep running this. This is episode 28.
Cheers,
Yeah.
guys. We'll speak to you next week.
Hey, so you got to come to the event.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
to one of our events.
I'd love to, bro.
Hey, when Bailey talked, we're gonna
Hey,
see
hey.
you about to talk. We're gonna see you about to talk and the fucking
Hey,
walk.
I'm gonna fucking show up, bro. I'm gonna
There's
show
one on
up.
Sunday and then one on the 16th.
Yeah, bro.
Come around. You
I'd
want to
love
be
to,
about
bro.
the community? Let's be
I'd
about
love
it.
to, bro. Yeah, for sure.
He's looking at you like, what the?
but, like, are we actually gonna go?
We're going.
No, fuck that. We got heaps of them.
Yeah.
Thank you, lads.
Cheers, guys. Speak to you.
Cheers, boys.
Thank you. Bye.
Yo.
Cheers,
That
bro.
was good.